Hey guys, Tony Denaro here. Welcome back to the channel. Polestar has now gone public with the new ticker symbol PSNY, having completed the SPAC merger with Gores Guggenheim. You might have known it as GGPI. Let's talk about Polestar, what I think about the company, and how I'm going to play this trade now that Polestar has its new ticker symbol. Now, I am lucky enough that there is a Polestar dealer at the local Volvo outlet here in Austin, Texas, and I did get to take a look firsthand at the new Polestar 2 model, which is very similar to the Tesla Model 3, and we'll talk about some of those differences in a minute. The Polestar 2 is an electric vehicle that combines the styling of a sedan, the practicality of a hatchback, and the raised seating height of a crossover vehicle. Polestar is a solid EV company with tens of thousands of EV vehicles already in production and delivered, supported by Volvo and its parent company Geely out of China. Production of the new Polestar 3 SUV model will be in the United States at the Charleston, South Carolina plant. Globally, Polestar delivered about 29,000 vehicles in 2021, and although they have had some supply chain issues in 2022, so far vehicle sales have more than doubled and orders more than tripled compared to similar months in 2021. Polestar plans to sell 290,000 vehicles in 2025, 10 times the amount that they sold in 2021. If you are interested in test driving one of these vehicles for a couple days without buying it, Polestar also recently inked a deal with Hertz for 65,000 vehicles. Between now and 2025, Polestar has several new vehicles planned, including the Polestar 3 and Polestar 4 SUV models and a luxury Polestar 5. This will give them 80% coverage in the premium luxury vehicle market for EV vehicles. I had to check these vehicles out for myself, so yesterday I went to the local dealer here in Austin, Texas, and got a first-hand look at the Polestar 2. Let's take a look at some of the photos and talk about this car. The Polestar 2 is an all-electric vehicle, and depending on the configuration, single or dual motor, your range on a full charge will be 249 to 270 miles. Up close and in person, the Polestar 2 is a beautiful vehicle, striking a nice balance between a sedan, a hatchback, and that raised wheel height crossover vehicle look. The Polestar 2 has a nice minimalist design with a noticeable lack of buttons and switches in the cockpit, and you'll notice that touchpad just to the right of the driver's steering wheel. Another great feature is this massive panoramic roof, although it does not open like a sunroof. Another cool feature with the 360-degree cameras is you can get an overhead look of your vehicle as you are backing it in to park. Okay, Tony, enough about the Polestar 2. This isn't a vehicle review. We're here to learn about Polestar stock. Is this a good investment? Is Polestar going to rise to the top in the EV market? Is it going to be a contender? Would I consider investing in this stock for the long term? As I said at the beginning of this video, the fairest comparison of the Polestar 2 would be to the Tesla Model 3, and the Polestar 2 comes in at slightly lower range as far as mileage, and it comes in about $5,000 more than the Tesla 3. So it's got two slight disadvantages there. As I make my decision whether or not to invest in Polestar, I consider Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid, and look at the charts for both Rivian and Lucid. Rivian focusing on the SUV and truck segment and having a much higher price point than Polestar for their vehicles. By comparison, Lucid focusing on the very high-end luxury sedan segment of the EV market and having a much higher price point than Polestar, also suffering from a very low quantity to date of vehicles delivered. Now, that does not mean that I'm bearish on Rivian and Lucid. I love both companies. They have beautiful vehicles, but getting units shipped out the door and delivered to customers is key to success in the auto production industry. And for me right now here in June 2022, that does give Polestar an advantage over Rivian and Lucid. Last night on both Twitter and my community tab on YouTube, I said that I would expect that PSNY would get a pop today based on excitement of this new ticker going public. So there may be some swing trade opportunities that I'm taking advantage of on Polestar today and in the coming days. And Polestar, I think, actually does have a shot of surviving and not going bankrupt like we're going to see with so many of these EV companies in the coming 5 to 10 years. All that being said, and swing trade opportunities in the short term pushed aside, for a long-term position in Polestar, I do plan on waiting for some of this euphoria over the new PSNY ticker symbol to wear off. I'll let the price come down, and then I will be adding some Polestar for a 5 to 10 year hold. I am Tony Denaro. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch this video. If you got value out of it, please hit that like button. If this is your first time here, don't forget to buy and hold that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video.